A crisis is an opportunity riding the dangerous wind. Teachers open the door. You enter by yourself. It's better to be without a book than to believe a book entirely. Solve one problem, and you keep 100 others away. A little impatience will spoil great plans. Do everything at the right time, and one day will seem like 3. If you bow at all, bow low. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. It is easy to open a store. The hard part is keeping it open. A smile will gain you 10 more years of life. To be totally at leisure for one day is to be immortal for one day. Small men think they are small. Great men never know they are great. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. A bird does not sing because it has an answer. It sings because it has a song. A book holds a house of gold. Married couples tell each other 1,000 things without speech. Talk does not cook rice. Ripe fruit falls by itself, but it doesn't fall in your mouth. A man who cannot tolerate small misfortunes can never accomplish great things. Want a thing long enough and you don't. If you are patient in one moment of anger, you will escape 100 days of sorrow. Experience is a comb which nature gives us when we are bald. Before preparing to improve the world, first look around your own home 3 times. Be not afraid of growing slowly. Be afraid only of standing still. I was angered, for I had no shoes. Then I met a man who had no feet. Behave toward everyone as if receiving a guest. Learning is a weightless treasure you can always carry easily. Men trip not on mountains, they trip on molehills. A fall into a ditch makes you wiser. Better a diamond with a flaw than a pebble without one. Do not want others to know what you have done? Better not have done it anyways. He who asks is a fool for 5 minutes, but he who does not ask remains a fool forever. A clear conscience never fears midnight knocking. An inch of time is an inch of gold, but you can't buy that inch of time with an inch of gold. A man without a smiling face must not open shop. A closed mind is like a closed book, just a block of wood. It is not the knowing that is difficult, but the doing. Better to light a candle than to curse the darkness. A needle is not sharp at both ends. Even a hair will bite when it is cornered. There are 2 kinds of perfect people: those who are dead, and those who have not been born yet. Habits are cobwebs at first, cables at last. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. In a group of many words, there is bound to be a mistake somewhere in them. Govern a family as you would cook a small fish, very gently. Genius can be recognized by its childish simplicity. Patience is a bitter plant, but its fruit is sweet. Listening well is as powerful as talking well, and is also as essential to true conversation. Two good talkers are not worth one good listener. If you want to find out about the road ahead, then ask about it from those coming back. 100 no's are less agonizing than one insincere yes. He who thinks too much about every step he takes will always stay on one leg. He who cheats the earth will be cheated by the earth. Only one who can swallow an insult is a man. All things change, and we change with them. One beam, no matter how big, cannot support an entire house on its own. Better the cottage where one is merry than the palace where one weeps. Distant water does not put out a nearby fire. Beware of people who want to make you feel guilty. They want power over you. The more acquaintances you have, the less you know them. If you want your children to have a peaceful life, let them suffer a little hunger and a little coldness. Think about your own faults during the first half of the night, and the faults of others during the second half. Tenacity and adversity are old foes. No matter how tall the mountain is, it cannot block the sun. To know another is not to know the person's face, but to know the person's heart. A bird can roost but on one branch. A mouse can drink not more than its fill from a river. The person who is his own master cannot tolerate another boss. Give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime.